Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum guys. Okay guys, today we will start IELTS listening part 2, and these questions are related to map. You have to solve this map. These are 6 questions that will be related to this diagram. Okay, but 2 things you have to focus. The first is read carefully this map. For example, you have to read these keywords that are mentioned in bold form. Factory, open courtyard, here is reception, and you can see here is the line of trees and main road, access road. Okay, keep these points in your mind. Okay, these keywords will help you to find the answer of these questions. So let's start. The other thing you have to focus is keep moving your pencil according to your recording. Your second hand should be on these questions and your pencil should move according to the question. Okay, let's start. I will play the audio. You have to listen carefully.
Now listen and answer questions 15 to 20.
Okay, now I'll briefly help you to orientate yourselves around the site. As you can see, we're in the reception area, which we try to make attractive and welcoming to visitors. There's a corridor running left from here, and if you go along that, the door facing you at the end is the entrance to the coffee room. This looks out onto the main road on one side and some trees on the other, and that'll be where you meet each morning.
Okay, so what is in the recording? You have to find the coffee room. Okay, so first she said we are in the reception, then you have to go along that. Okay, now in which side we have to move, she will tell you. The door facing you at the end is the entrance to the coffee room. The force facing you at the end. What is the end? This one or this one? Okay. But what she told you, on the one side there is main road and on the other side there are trees. So which is the point where these two things, trees and main road, are attached? So H is the answer. Okay, from the reception you have to go along and at the end there will be coffee room, and that is near the trees and main road. So H will be the answer. Okay, now move to the question 16.
The factory is the very big room on the far side of the site. Next to it is the warehouse, which can be accessed by lorries going up the road to the turning area at the end. You can get to the warehouse by crossing to the far side of the courtyard, and then the door is on your right. Somewhere...
Okay. So what is the answer? Firstly, she said next to the warehouse. You have to find out warehouse. So where is the warehouse? Next to the factory. You have to access by lorries going to the road, turning area at the end. You have to follow the road, turning area at the end. So what is the turning area? This one. Okay, and the door is on your right. What is your right? The option C. Okay, you have to access the road and the door is at the at your right. So what is the your right? Option C. So C is the correct answer. Okay, next is staff canteen. Focus on this.
Door is on your right. Somewhere you'll be keen to find is the staff canteen. This is right next to reception. I can confidently say that the food's very good, but the view isn't. The windows on one side look onto a corridor and courtyard, which aren't very attractive at all, and on the other onto the access road, which isn't much better.
Okay, So now you have to find staff canteen. Here at the first what she said, this is right next to the reception. Right next to the reception, which are the options? Point J and G. Now you have to focus which one from these. What she said, on the one side is courtyard and the other side is attached by access road. So these things are attached with the point G. So what will be the answer? Option G. Okay. Now move to the question 18.
Isn't much better. You'll be using the meeting room quite often, and you'll find it by walking along the corridor to the left of the courtyard and continuing along it to the end. The meeting room is the last one on the right, and I'm afraid there's no natural daylight in the room. Then you'll...
Okay, so what is the answer? A or B? What she said, meeting room, you will find it by walking along the corridor to the left of the courtyard. Moving along the corridor and to the left of the courtyard. You have to move to the left side. Okay. So then she said, and continuing along to the end. You have to move till the end. Now what is the end options? A or B? Okay. What she said then, the meeting room is the last one on the right. So what is your right? Your right is B. So option B is the correct answer for meeting room. Okay. Next is question 19 related to human resources.
Then you'll need to know where some of the offices are. The Human Resources Department is at the front of this building. So you head to the left along the corridor from reception, and it's the second room you come to. It looks out onto the main road. And
okay, simply you have to move to the corridor from the reception, and it's the second room. So which is the second room? This is first and this is second. That is along the main road. So I is correct answer. Okay. Next is the last question, boardroom. Listen carefully.
And finally, the boardroom, where you'll be meeting sometimes. That has quite a pleasant view as it looks out onto the trees. Go along the corridor past the courtyard, right to the end. The boardroom is on the left, next to the factory. Okay, now, are there any questions before
Okay, so what she said, along the trees, go along the corridor. You have to move along the corridor past the courtyard. It means you have to pass the courtyard. Just move along this road. Then right to the end. That is not that right. Right to the end means you have to pass along the end. Okay. Then at the end you will find the boardroom on the left. So what is your left? Option A. That is along the or in front of the factory. So option A is the correct answer. Okay. So these are your answers. You have just focus on your map. Just keep moving your pencil along the recording and you will find the exact answer.